Welcome to Project Handlebar. Today's project is actually a little bit of a throwback to how I learned how to do photography. And that was by looking at an image that I really liked and seeing how well I could replicate it. Or at the very least replicate what part of the image I really liked. So this is the image that I picked for today. I saw this image on a music video and I had to pause it right where it was. I actually had to back up a little bit because the image, the lighting, the shadow, everything to me was just incredibly beautiful. So I'm going to be replicating the image, maybe not exactly the way the image was done, because I believe this person was in a bathtub. I'm not going to go that far. I'm just going to have a model sitting in a chair with the lighting the same. And yeah, let's try it. Let's go right now. Okay, so this is how I plan to do this. I've got a projector set up back here that I got relatively cheaply online on Amazon a few years back. I'm just going to use a step stool. It's not going to be in the frame, but it'll be something for the model to sit on. And then I have my camera set up here. I'm going to be using a 24-70 G Master lens, mostly just because it's a really expensive lens and I have to justify owning it. So I have to use it every now and then. That's what I'll be shooting with today. I'll end up turning this light off, but in order to get that color cast with that light on the subject's face, I may end up needing to bring out a reflector and setting up a reflector to reflect some of the light coming from the projector back onto the model's face. So I'm going to set up a few things here real fast, see how it looks, and then we'll go from there. Oh, the video I'm going to be using, or the image that I'm going to be using from the projector, based on the colors in the image that I'm trying to replicate, I'm simply going to use a sunset image. It's got the right colors, I think, the reds and the yellows and the warmer color tones. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I've got a couple picked out and we'll see which one looks the best. Okay, so I had to get a little bit creative because you notice in the original image there's a haze effect that's allowing those light beams to show. I don't have any way to do that. Now I know that they make these cans of aerosol atmosphere for photographers, but they're kind of expensive at $12 a can. Plus I don't want to have to wait for it. I want to be able to finish this video for you so you can see it. Smoke bombs inside of a closed garage, probably a bad idea. Don't have any dry ice. So I've got a bunch of dead leaves outside. I know leaves when set on fire let off a lot of smoke. So I'm putting leaves in little Pyrex dishes, little glass Pyrex dishes behind where the model's going to sit. I'm just going to light them on fire, let them smoke up a little bit. It's a reasonably contained fire, so I think I should be reasonably safe. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so we've got it all set up. I did need to end up pulling out the reflectors to put some light on her face because her face was completely in darkness. I've got the laptop set up here with a nice little sunset image so I can get those nice warm tones, but the laptop was shining its screen on the background and causing a silhouette of itself, so I just covered it up with a piece of poster board. Got my camera set up here. It looks like I am at 1/60th of a second at f2.8 ISO 640 in order to get enough light, because once I turn this light off, it gets really dark in here. That being said, I'm going to light the leaves behind her and start taking some photos, but I got to turn this light off, so it is going to get rather dark in here. My apologies. Okay, too much light down there. Yeah, I guess I might have to. Oh no, I'll just blow the leaves everywhere. That's a little bit better. You can kind of look away from the camera if you want. Look down and away. Put your chin down. Okay. right, we're gonna take a quick break, cut out this smoke, and we'll be back. Okay, so we got all the smoke cleared out of the garage. I hope it didn't stink the place up too bad. A little bit of a mess to clean up in there. But I think I got the shot that I wanted. I'm just gonna have to pop it on Lightroom, touch it up, pull up the shadows probably a little bit, enhance the colors. Let's go. Okay, so I pulled all my images into Lightroom. I picked out which one I like the best to use. I'm in the develop portion of Lightroom, and I pulled over the original photo that I wanted to reference as the reference photo. So as I'm making changes, I can see how it compares. I've gone ahead and edited this already because I did a lot of playing around and I didn't want to bore you. So I'm just going to take you through the highlights here. So this was the original photo that I brought in. I brought up the shadows and then brought down the highlights a little bit, brought up some saturation. Started by cropping it. I wasn't happy with that crop, so I'll change it a little bit later. Sharpened it a little bit. Increased the exposure some more, played around with the highlights. The face was too bright, so I brought it down a little bit. Did some point curve adjustments to increase the contrast. Did a little dodging and burning with just the brush tool. Smoothed it out just a little bit more dodging and burning. Trying to flatten out the light on the face. If you notice her face, there's very flat lighting, very few shadows, and I've got a lot of shadows over here. I think that what I may do different next time is have her face more straight onto the camera and then maybe use another light instead of reflectors, so I can have a little more control over the contrast on her face. Then I added some saturation to the light behind her head just to make it a little more vivid. If you notice over here, it's all warm colors. I've got some cooler colors over here, but that's okay. It's my own image. I can do what I want. And then finally, a little bit more dodging and burning, and then I changed the exposure just a little bit. And I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. It's not exactly like the other one, but it's good enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. I like this image. I like the rim light, the light shining through her hair here. I like that her face is still a little bit in darkness, so it tends to lend a little mystery to the image. But I already know what I'm going to do different next time, and that is lighting her face a little bit better, a little flatter. Maybe have a more intelligent way to do the smoke in the background. If you notice, hers is nice and soft, and ours is kind of, well, you had burning leaves, so what'd you expect? But I'm going to leave it there and maybe study it and figure out what I can do better next time, because that's how we learn. In the meantime, feel free to do your own project. Try to pick a photo that you really like, mimic it, post it to our Project Handlebar Facebook group, or post it to Instagram, hashtag Project Handlebar, and tag the Project Handlebar Instagram page. In the meantime, like this video if you enjoyed the content, subscribe if you want to see more, click the bell if you don't want to miss any of them, and stay creative, my friends.